Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday afternoon. I hope we're all okay. I hope we're all right. I hope the day is treating you all obviously possibly as well as it possibly could, because it is wet out there today. So wherever you are, I hope it is dry, it's sunny, it's lovely. But here it's miserable. In this video, though, we are actually going to be doing a video where I have been promising it for a little while. I hadn't delivered it, so I thought, what a perfect time to do it right now. With obviously international break starting in theory today. We're going to be talking about obviously the market that's just been enclosed and been and gone. So we're going to be talking about the incomings. We're going to be talking about the outgoings. We're going to be talking about loans. We're going to be talking about free transfers, outs, and all sorts. So we're going to break it down into individual pieces. So you'll actually be ironically surprised. I think the last one I'm going to talk about is actually the permanent signings. So don't be talking to me about Bergvall and Gray right now. Hold your phones. Just said that if you're watching this and you're new, subscribe. You very much want to enjoy the journey. I think we're actually one subscriber away from 3,200 subscribers, which is pretty damn cool, in my opinion. Pretty damn cool. But yes, let's have a look who's here. So we got, morning Spurs, or afternoon Spurs now. Afternoon Tottenham, CDC, mate. How are you? XL. I told XL was like, when are you going live? And I was like, within the next hour. He was here ready and waiting. Hey, Adiz, mate. How are you? Apparently Odegaard's injured. Just saw a report. I don't know anything about it. I've been busy this morning. Gym, dog walking, seeing my gran. I haven't checked Twitter, if I'm honest. It's been a nice morning. Morning, Jake, Sonia. Oh, afternoon, Jake. Come on, mate. Afternoon, Jesus. Afternoon, Sonia. Oscar. Is Regulon still here? He is. Morning, Daniel. How are you, mate? Andy Lay looking slim. You know me. Look at me. The cheekbones are coming through. Martin, how are you? It's sunny Lisbon, is it? It's miserable England. Hey, Eric, mate, how are you? So, let's talk about the outgoing loans side of things. So, we're going to be talking about, more importantly, pretty much youngsters in this regard. So, when I was looking at it and looking at the departure side of things, again, like I said, I'm going to come to the actual sales side of things, and like free transfers, I'm going to put in the sales side of things. All right, so just bear with me on that. Also, obviously, we know about Dane Scarlett going on loan to Oxford United. Got Ashley Phillips going on loan to Stoke City. Alejo Veliz to Espanyol. Manuel Solomon to Leeds. Brian Hill to Girona. Technically, Pierre Højbjerg, you could say, is a loan, but in theory, it's a bit of a sale as well. He obviously went to Marseille. Looking at the rest, George Abbott to Notts County. Matthew Craig to Barnsley. Josh Keeley to Leyton Orient, as well as Jamie Donnelly. Loads there. I'm not going to go through them all, but you get the idea. Obviously, look, do you know what? We do a loan roundup every Thursday, don't we? Every Tuesday. So every Tuesday. And I was talking about the loans out, and I thought, you know what? There's some really good loan moves there. I really like the Manuel Solomon to Leeds one. I just think it's maybe the league below, but for getting confidence back, getting match sharpness back, I think he's going to be brilliant there. And I actually think that's a great move for him. When you think of like Jamie Donnelly to Leyton Orient, give it time. Obviously, there's a lot of football that these boys will be playing. I think he's going to be better for it. Thinking about even Josh Keeley at Leyton Orient, that's another solid move. Alejo Veliz obviously scored a winner for Espanyol at the weekend. So all in all, I'm really excited about these outgoings. Yes, Alfie Devine moving to Westerlo alongside Luka Vuskovic. I think that's a good situation there as well. Just check the report. Apparently, Odegaard turned up with more than just a knock. Well, still plenty of time till the derby. Was here when you had about 900 subscribers, almost 3K today. Proud of you, my guy. 5K next. Appreciate it, James. Appreciate that, mate. Very much do. Afternoon indeed. So I haven't woken up, haven't we, Jake? I think we'll just tear up Reggie's contract if he can't get a club in Turkey. Wouldn't shock me. Apparently, you've offered the chance to sign Yusuf Yaziki as a free agent, and we're apparently looking at Angel Gomez from Lille, who's out of contract. I talked about Gomez yesterday. We have a good relationship with Leeds. Should have got Somerville. Yeah, I'm interested to see how he does at West Ham. The Leeds fans already have a chant for Manuel. They seem to be very happy. Well, look, if they come up, and if you're a person that wants Manuel Solomon sold, they come up, you must be sitting there going, I bloody hope they come up, because they'll buy him and they'll spend 10, 15 million on him. Obviously, he's not an old player, is he? He's in his early 20s. That is young. That is very young. It better be young, because I'm 28 and I don't want to be called old just yet. I'm getting there. Once I hit 30, maybe you can call me that. But once I'm 28, let me hold on to my youth. it's a good thing. When I look at like Jamie Donnelly, I think, it could be an Alfie Devine sort of situation where 6 months at Orient, kills it, tears up League One. Do they see if they can get him a good move in the Championship? Obviously, we don't want to have a situation where Alfie Devine had where he's going into a really difficult scenario at Plymouth. I've talked about lows. You don't want to hear me talk about it anymore. But maybe that could be at play here. Alfie Devine to Belgium. I talked about it yesterday. I was actually quite excited for that move. I think there's so much to benefit from a player playing in the Belgian league. A lot of talent comes out of Belgium as Belgian nationals, but I think that league is actually super underrated. It's a top 5 league in the world for a reason. That Ligue 1 isn't. So that's all good as well. Anime, I can see the massive difference in the chubbiness when you build the muscle. Well, Kamagu, if you ever see me with fat cheeks, it means I'm bulking. So I'm eating 5,500 to 6,000 calories a day. But right now I've lost a lot of weight, but I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. Solomon to Leeds is a great move. He'll tear it up in the Championship and we can realistically sell him for 10, 15 million. Wouldn't shock me in the slightest. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest. I think for the Championship, by the way, he's brilliant. Like I think even the most anti-Manor Solomon fans can probably sit there and go, actually, I think he will be brilliant in the Championship because he's evidently a Prem player. He played at Fulham. He's played for us for a season. He's evidently a Prem player who's playing in the league below. He got an assist on his debut. Like, if he gets a goal or assist every game, Spurs are going to make some serious money on him. And if not, he comes back a much better player and he's part of the first team squad. There's also that. Easy 20 million for Solomon. Oh, not sure 20 million. I'll take 10 to 15, Dean. How are you, mate? You're right. 30 million for Solomon. If Leeds come up and done deal, hopefully we don't buy Werner permanently next summer because we've hardly used him so far. Well, I mean, we are only 3 games in, to be fair. But I'm coming to the incoming loans in just a second. Can't believe Lucas Moura got called up to the Brazil team. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, why not? I think this part of the season, no footballers really want to play for their national team. Hey, if you can get someone who's a little bit older but has national experience, why not, So, moving on, obviously, to the incomings side of things. Incoming loans. Do you see Devine breaking through into our midfield? Potentially next season. Yeah, well, let's see how he gets on. I wonder if Bergvall or Gray plays versus Coventry. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Do you know what, Gary? I'm going to say both of them do. Look at that. Crazy. Look at me. Mental. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the incomings. Obviously, we know the incoming loan deal. There's only one. That is obviously Turbo Timo Werner. Look, it obviously 3 games into the season. Let's see what we have here. But on the face of things, there is obviously question marks on this loan deal. Now, yes, it's a loan deal. It's not super expensive. I get that. And wait, I know we're paying his wages, but the loan fee wasn't there really. So I know as a cost-effective deal, yes. Could Spurs have bought someone? Yeah, they could have. And actually, a part of me thinks, why not? Why did you not want to go get... Well, no, actually, hang on. Let me rephrase this. I think I can understand why maybe they thought the market that they're going to have at winger, isn't exactly what they wanted. So they thought, we'd get Timo back, decent value. We know what we have there. Next summer, obviously 25, 26 summer, that's when we think we're going to get better value in the winger position. I would get that. I do. Would I have preferred someone over Timo Werner? I will say yes. And I'm not going to, I'm not a down in the dumps, miserable Spurs fan. I'm not on top of the world Spurs fan. I'm somewhere in the middle. And I can understand people that maybe aren't so thrilled by the Werner deal. I can understand why people actually don't mind Timo. But I guess for a 1-season filler, it's another body. We have injuries all the time anyway. I mean, already this season we've had injuries, so I get it. Damning reflection of the quality of the Brazil team these days. Well, just people, like players want to drop out of international squads all the time. England have it. Spain have it. Germany have it. How is Pedro Porro not in the Spanish squad? I don't think he is. How is he not? It's ridiculous. I still remember when we signed Solomon. Reports said the players were impressed by his talent and training, so there's a player there. There is a player there. Just needs to get him fit. Personally, it's a wasted European place. Bergvall, Gray, Kulu in the midfield versus Coventry. I think it'll be Bergvall, Gray, and Sarr or Bentancur. I think Kulu will be a right winger. Hi, Andy. 10 days to North London Derby. Cannot wait for it. Oh, yeah. Me too. Cannot wait for it. Cheers, Annie. I've been traveling. I have a small show in Boston soon. Oh, nice, Streamsy, mate. Well, good morning, Streamsy, to you. for the people that are looking at their times right now going, mate, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not for my guy, Shroomsy. Good morning, Shroomsy, mate. How are you? Obviously, NFL starting tonight. Hey, buzzing. I did, for Shroomsy, you're here, so I can tell you. I did my fancy football draft for my friend. I drafted sixth in the draft. The website was like, you've drafted very well. And I was like, it's because I know ball. All right. AJ Brown was my number 1 pick, just to let you know. It's Spurs' birthday today. Well, yes, happy birthday, Spurs. You beat me to it. I'd rather see Mikey Moore get Werner minutes on the pitch. I can understand getting Timo back on deadline day if we ran out of options, but relearning immediately in January was a sign that we had no real ambition for this window. I think Porro is a better player than Cucurella. Yeah, I'm they play different sides, don't they? Was wondering the same. Why no Porro? De La Fuente picked Mingueza instead of him. I mean, look, no, it's manager's decision after all, but it just feels a bit odd to me. I'd like to see Burval, Sarr, Gray start together. They are the future. Any update on Solanke and Richie of Northern Derby? They're expecting Solanke to play. Richie, I don't know yet because obviously he got injured after Solanke got injured. Solanke was supposedly touch and go for Newcastle, but didn't want to risk him. So yeah, Solanke should be back. He'll be back. So if you want to do fancy football and get him back in, do it. But yeah, there was Timo. Right, moving on to outgoing and sales and releases, where I think everyone will concur. We are thrilled with what we did. So looking at it, let's go through the free transfers first. So Japhet Tanganga, technically released on a free. You've got Ryan Session, technically released on a free, and they bought Ndombele out. So Ndombele, they've not saved money on Ndombele, really. It still costs them a lot of money to get rid of him, okay? Then moving off of Gio Lo Celso, Joe Rodon, Emerson Royale, Oliver Skip. Technically speaking, you can count in Ivan Perisic and Eric Dyer's moves as well, but not going to. Eric Dyer, I think Spurs made a few million out of overall, but I'm not going to. But yeah, Oliver Skip, Emerson Royale, Joe Rodon and Lo Celso are the ones that made us proper money alongside Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, but I kind of counted him within the loan side of things, so hold me off on that one. And obviously, yeah, the free transfers side of things, Ryan Session, Ndombele, Japhet Tanganga. Now, if I'm looking at the free transfers, I think Spurs, I cannot speak highly enough of them for this one, which, by the way, if you're a Levy outer, and there are many of you in the world, just hold your anguish for a second. On this side of things, he went completely against what he's trying to do in life, which is make pennies on everything. He's obviously bought Ndombele out of his deal. They then cut bait on Ryan Session and Tanganga. And if they had an option to extend both those players, they would have easily made some money on Japhet Tanganga, in my opinion. But they just thought, you know what? We're going to do right by the players. But also, it's 2 players that we do not have to think about at all once their contracts expire on June 30th. We can forget about them. So fair play on that side of things. In terms of sales, I think a lot of people were upset on how long it took for Emerson Royale's deal. I had no issues on it taking an extra few weeks, month or and a half or so, because at the end of the day, Spurs got the deal that they wanted or close to it, making about 15, 17 million pounds on that. Joe Rodon, 10 million, obviously part of the Archie Gray deal. Obviously, we'll come to Archie Gray in a minute, but again, 10 million, making that deal 30. Oliver Skip, about 25 million in total, which I think is really great money, plus a sell-on clause, which I think is brilliant. I think Spurs did very well on the Oliver Skip deal. Lo Celso, obviously that was partly with Cardoso buy option sort of vibe. So all in all, yeah, I am very, very happy with what I saw, really, outgoings wise. One of your cousins drafted Odell. I love it. Yeah, leave the draft before it leaves you. I agree. Likely Richie will just end up having another setback. We'll see. Can't really argue with the Spanish manager. He won the Euros. No, absolutely. It's his decision. He gets to do what he wants. It's good for us. Pedro stays fit. Done such a good job without going to summer. Yeah, agreed. Milan fans are currently hating Emerson. Yeah, do you know what? I saw that, and I just feel sorry for Emerson. He's not a bad guy. It's just fans seem to be abusive, and it's just boring. I feel for him in that regard. But hey, it is what it is. Is Højbjerg doing well with Marseille? I think Marseille are doing all right. I couldn't tell you, mate, actually. I don't really keep up to date with Ligue 1. Marseille Football Club. Let's have a look. Second in Ligue 1. winning 2, drawing 1, 10 goals scored, 4 conceded. Yeah, I guess they're doing well. I don't know if he's doing well, but I guess they're doing well. There you go. Made 5 million for Clark as well. Yes, we made money on Jack Clark, obviously, with his move to Ipswich, making some cash back on that. Do you know what? Revenue-wise, Spurs did okay there. Now, obviously, the net spend obviously is a bit different, but let's not be weird analytical freaks on that. We don't know enough about it. But Spurs obviously saved squad spots out of their backsides, which they had to do. So when someone tells you, well, we got rid of these many players, why can't we bring that many players back in? Doesn't work like that. Spurs had an overinflated squad. They had to get rid of players. But in terms of the free transfers, I thought they did fantastically well. Some of the sales, I thought they did brilliantly well. I'm glad they took their time, Emerson. Yes, I was bored talking about it, but I'm glad they did. So they made more money on that. Obviously, Højbjerg's deal was actually quite a quick one. You think finishing up with Denmark at the Euros to them being sold was only a matter of weeks, which is quite quick in football world. Oliver Skipp, obviously, I think we did very well on the sale for Oliver Skipp. But you know what? I think outgoing wise, I'm quite happy. I am. We've done well to get rid of Emerson. He probably couldn't believe his luck moving to Milan. It's a great city. I love Milan. Prediction from my end is that we get a left back in Jan. That I don't hate. We might have to do a video predicting January. I think that might be have to do. Lascelles in 4 minute Actosa deal was so weird. Oh, it's odd, isn't it? I get it because I do get it. But it took me a while to understand why I got it. Højbjerg's getting a lot of minutes. Marseille, 90 no scares. There you go. Haven't got a chance to say, but I'm loving Højbjerg. Same here. Emerson, not blessed talent. Remember Milan used to have Cafu. They're probably expecting better from Emerson. Got to do your homework, haven't you? We'll let Davies leave on a free as well as Reggie. The only six that allow us to make a quantum leap is Bruno G, and he costs 100 million. I think there's other sixes you could get. It's probably, there's other six you can get. Parrott 2, by the way. Oh, yeah, thank you, Martin. It wasn't on my list, but yeah, Troy Parrott, 6.7 million, I think it was in the end. Again, another solid sale. I know a lot of people going, I wish we kept him. Fine, but we're talking about the money side of things. Spurs made good money this summer. And obviously, Spurs had to have, at some point, a summer where they did just get rid of 10 players. They smashed that out of the park. They got rid of more than that. But they had to do it at some point. We had to have that clear out, which we did finally have, which is good. Do the January prediction. We'll do another one for January. Don't trust any new injury news during international break. Players just want to avoid getting minutes or injuries during the Nation League games. I fully expect Odegaard to be fit. I would see him being back. We should go for Rodri in January. I mean, can he play backup keeper? Yeah, he's not good enough, is he? Yeah. I see Davey saying and probably moving to staff once he retires from football as he's a good environment player. Prem proven sixes. It doesn't have to be a Prem proven player. Just be a natural six elsewhere. Odegaard still training with Norway. He just isn't 100%. Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. What was last thing when they were first linked with Emerson Royale? The downfall of Milan is crazy. Signed Tammy Abraham as well, I swear. He did get an assist on his debut for Rafael's goal. So, fair play. Davies becoming ambassador for Spurs. I think they offer him another year extension. Well, ambassador or a youth team coach, I could see. I think we made about 6 million on sales, not including PM or Højbjerg and Hill. Very decent stuff. It's probably in and around that mark, isn't it? Davies be our Scott Carson. Well, Scott Carson makes even more sense because he's homegrown. Plus, you want to talk about good for characters in the change room. Scott Carson's incredible. Well, Jericho is a natural six and is doing very well for better than him. There you go, Boris. Right, moving on to... I've done that one, sorry. Moving on to incoming signings. Let's talk about the incoming signings of the summer period. So I'm bringing it up here. So, obviously, Min Hyuk Yang from Gangwon obviously joins us in January. Technically a summer signing, but I guess technically a January signing. You know what I mean on that one. You know what I mean. Obviously, Lucas Bergvall, who was a player that we sort of signed in January last time, but waited till he turned 18 so we could sign him to a longer-term deal. Wilson Odobert, the Burnley winger, the Frenchman. Archie Gray from Leeds, with obviously Joe Rodham in a part of that deal going the other way for 10 million. And obviously the main summer signing in Dominic Solanke. So when we look at that summer, right? And let's talk the big man first. Let's talk the number 9 first. I think Solanke suits the system very well. I really, really do. And had it been another day against Leicester, he'd probably had about 5 or 6 goals. It was just one of those having a blinder, the keeper. I think he's going to be brilliant for us. I really actually do. And at first, I wasn't as keen when we first started linked to him about a year ago. Season went on, and I was like, yeah, I can see it a bit more. I can see it a bit. I can see it why it works. And then as we got to the summer, I was like, no, it does work. If you watch the style of play, he just suits Ange Ball to the ground. Now, yes, it was a lot of money. It was 65 million add-ons and all those things included. It's a lot of money. It's not a cheap deal. So he's going to have to, I would say, hit the ground running. He's had one game. You know what I mean? Like, let's, how about we get to the next international break and then have a look at that situation, right? But obviously he ticks boxes, homegrown, that side of things. I get that. You know, yes, he had a really good season the season before. I get that. I just think as a fit, it makes sense. Okay. You know, Tony obviously went to Saudi earning 400 grand a week tax-free, can reach 500 grand a week with bonuses. Bonkers money. Only Harry Kane as an Englishman earns more than him. And it's not, he doesn't earn by a lot. I think if Tony hits bonuses, he'll earn more per week, which is bonkers. Here we go. Is this Celso playing well? He's only just got there, so I don't think he's probably played yet. Archgray is the one. Come end of the season, some Spurs fans will be shocked at how good this guy is. Hopefully so. 6 out of 10 winner for me. Too many kids not enough 13 players. Well, I want to come to that in a minute. I'm going to come to that in a minute. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the players that did come in, and I want to talk about where I think Spurs failed. Because I don't think outgoings-wise, Spurs failed. So hence why I've not really talked about it. I want to talk about, I think, where Spurs have failed. Could be viewed as a fantastic window in 2 to 3 years' time. Agreed. We may look back on this summer and actually go, hell, Archie and Bergvall are, you know, top centre mids in the Premier League already. Solanke's had a couple, you know, a season or two of scoring 20 goals a season. We obviously, even the biggest Spurs hating critics and, you know, the misery buggers might sit there and go, actually, do you know what? It was a good summer. But then also at the same point, they might absolutely, we might look back on the summer and it's been an absolute stinker. So there is that as well. Sorry, my camera's rubbish. I'm like, you can only see like this of me. It's not a bad thing. Slanky, hat-trick, North London derby. We will be there. I'm not a big fan of Davies, but he has been loyal and hasn't really let us down. So I'm glad Spurs are paying for Davies to do his badges. Yeah, no harm in that. If it wasn't for Ange, we'd still have Deadwood in our club. We'd also be playing football where we're camping in our own 18-yard box and being miserable. So there's also that. But no, on you know, Bergvall and Gray, I think they're going to be studs. I really think they're going to be studs. What I've seen from Bergvall, for a player who's come from the Swedish league, which is no offense to the Swedish league, it's not a top 5 league. That's just a fact. I'm literally stating a fact. But look, he looks like a Prem player already. And I think as the season goes by and he's going to get more and more minutes, he's going to get starts. I expect him to be quite a frequent fixture in Europe, if I'm honest. I think we're going to have a player there by the end of the season where we go, we bought him for what, 10 million? He's already worth 60. I love what I see from Lucas Bergvall. I really do. You know, he can take the ball off the back 4. He can play a bit further up in attacking position. He can go a bit box to box. I'm going to say is there's players playing for other teams who are youngsters who get raved about, right? I'm just saying. Pape Matar was the guy that used to rave about. He's had his season. They've moved their attention, not just Spurs fans, but in general, I'm talking about. They've moved their attention to the new youngsters. Bergvall's the new one that's going to kick them out of the window and go, I'm here now. Watch this. I really think that. So that includes other top 6 clubs, by the way. So you know who I'm talking about before anyone has a cry about it. I think Bergvall will be that. Now, on Archie Gray's side of thing, we've got a player who knows English football inside and out, footballing heritage, obviously, through the family. But I also think because he's playing this season in the Championship, where he was a brilliant player in the Championship last season, one of the better English youngsters in this, I guess, new era of English football. I'm super excited by it. Super excited by it. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised Saudi clubs didn't bid for Ndombele. Yeah, well, I think his value is in the bin. I think Bergvall will be the breakout. The way he moves, with and without the ball, just needs time to develop and grow. Absolutely. Now, even, you know, the what they call the happy clappers of Spurs. I love that. I love that nickname, happy clappers. Even the guys that are over the top with happiness, Down in the dumps. Spurs are the worst thing ever. We're getting relegated. I hate my club. Everyone in between that, I think will sit there and go, that Lucas Bergvall's half decent, isn't he? Obviously, then you get the people that are down there. He misplaces a pass and they go, he's rubbish. We should have signed Prime Modric. You know, it's just, ugh. Oh, they give me the heebie-jeebies. I think the Gray opportunity kind of messed up our plans and postponed a search for a ready-made six. Potentially. But then again, if you get him in a season early, get season in the Ange Ball system, hey, when you need him, when you were thinking about signing him next year, he's actually added an extra year of development in Ange Ball's system. He'll be really ready to rock and roll. I believe Odobert, Sarr and Bergvall shine in Europa. We will be there. Don't forget Johnny Cardoso incoming. Well, potentially. We still have to say if we want him or not, Simon. That's part of the deal, at least. But yeah, I think those two are great. On the side of things where I look at like Yang, obviously, look, he's coming in January. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Odobert, I think, look, we've got a really exciting player there. I think people that wanted Desiree Doué, they should be sitting there saying the same stuff about Wilson Odobert, in my opinion. He's a year older. He has Premier League experience. He's probably a little bit more developed for what we need right now. I like it. Wasn't crazy expensive when you consider it. You know, about 25 million. Not too bad. You know, like what I think Spurs maybe missed out on this summer was, excuse me, attacking. Defensive rotational pieces. You know, when we look at the centre back position, you got Mickey, you got Kuti, you got Radu, who I love all three of those guys. I think they're brilliant. I'm so happy with three really solid centre backs. Got Pedro, and Jed Spencer's really come along and show that he actually is ready for Spurs. Hey, fine. We got bodies there. But if you look at it, we got 3 centre halves for 2 positions, right? We needed an extra centre half there. Now, they loaned out Ashley Phillips, and maybe that was the thing where they thought, actually, we're just better off with him going out on loan, getting an extra year of football. Next summer, he's here, and we're ready for him. Vuskovic included. The left-back position does give me a pause for concern. Obviously, yes, Davies is a left-back, but I feel like Davies is now sort of starting to transition to more into the centre-back side of things. Left-back, I really felt that was where the one position, if I had to pick one position, that was the position that I really wanted, was the left-back. And I know people going, but I want this player that can play left centre-back and left-back. I'm just talking about just one singular position. Can they play left-back or do they play left centre-back? The left back was the one that gives me the concern. Now, yes, Spence can fill in. Davies can fill in. Mickey can fill in. But for me, I wanted an actual left back on the similar play style to a Destiny. I talked about Patrick Dorgu. We talked about Bradley Locko. But we didn't do that. And that gives me pause concern because I think we are lacking there. Spurs had ambitious side top right winger. It's been a bit ambitious side top right winger. Eze Solanke, left back at 6. I think a lot of Spurs fans, but I can see that. Bergvall's talent. Should we start Bergvall in the North End alongside Madders and Kula in the midfield? No. Too much. That's too much. I want to bring him into the 8/10 role, not putting him in at 6. Not putting him in at 6. You'll be talking Benton, Cora, Basuma. If Basuma keeps his form up, it'll be Basuma. I saw people saying that he was rubbish against Newcastle, and I was wondering what game they watched. He was really not rubbish against Newcastle. But yeah, Biss has been good since he's come back. Just need to keep that up now. Felt like Gray was more comfortable at right back. Well, you can get him time at right back and in central midfield, don't forget. So if you want to play Bentancur, Sarr and Bergvall as your midfield in Europe and you want to put Gray at right back and Spence at left back, you could do that. I think Gray is already ready based on what I saw last season. Sometimes players can hit the ground running at a young age. Absolutely. Andy for sure knows I want us to get Johnny. Of course you do. Of course you do. So what is progress this season then if we finish 5th? Or technically 4th and above, is it not? Technically, do you know what? I made some people really annoyed with this, but it's technically right, but you know what I mean? Technically in the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup, Spurs went out in the 2nd round last year. They're actually in the 3rd round this year. So technically, Spurs, without playing a game, have actually improved on last season, which made so many people angry, which I loved. Because obviously I don't mean it, but it's just statistically proven that we have improved that one area. Obviously, we haven't played a game, but brilliant. It was like I was fishing, put my bait out, and people nibbled on it, and I was like, "Oh, love it! It's so much fun." Odegaard's cracking signing. Really excited to see him develop. I love his first touch. We should go for Hincapie in January. I think he's going to be a main starting fixture for Leverkusen this season. Shocking lack of planning to sign left cover on the left side. Yeah. That's one thing I think they missed out on. I really do. Maybe Brad Locker's ACL injury messed up plans, but they should have been back. See, someone told me it was his Achilles. I didn't realize it was ACL. I was hoping for Dorgu. Dorgu was the one that I really, really wanted personally from Lecce. I've always been on that hype. I know Loku we got linked to, so Dorgu was the one that I thought about. I think left centre back someone with pace, as when Mickey Van der Ven is out, we get exposed with the high line. I thought Dragozin was all right. I agree with left back, especially as a doggy come back from injury. A doggy isn't match sharp yet. Now, I think. Do you know what? I think this international break is. Hang on, is Destiny in the Italian squad? Italy squad. I assume he is. Let's have a look. Here we go. It's Italy squad. Here we go. Oh yeah, when they played Donnarumma in goal. Bastoni. No, he's not in it. Oh, he's not in it. Is he in the midfielders area? He's not in it. I tell you what, that's not a bad thing. All right, okay. Well, I was going to say, he's going to play at Italy. Maybe he's going to get some more match time. But actually, if he's not going to be playing, I think, you know what? It's not a bad thing for us. Maybe it's Coventry. We could start Spence left back, Gray right back, and then have a senior player in the midfield alongside Bergval and Sarr. Well, that'll be Bentancur. I'd assume probably Bentancur. So do you think we can finish in the Champions League spots? Yesterday. I think 7th is a success because the squad is a lot younger. 4th is unrealistic with this squad. I don't think so. Well, we were a few points off of 4th last season. Villa have added in Anana, but lost Louise. Ian Matson, but he doesn't start ahead of Digne. Did they sign a centre-half? No, they're still the same centre-halves. Cash is still right back, or Conser, but it'll be Cash. Marcez obviously still in goal. Barkley, backup option. They loaned out 2 players they signed this summer from Juventus. Diaby went. Yeah, I don't think they did massive difference this summer. Chelsea still didn't sign a number 9. How did they not sign a number 9? It's the one position Chelsea needs at number 9. They just keep refusing to sign him. Man United, still not blown away by their deals. Obviously, Yoro's out injured. Delict's decent. That Mazraoui's come in. That Mazraoui's looked half decent at right back. But for the style of play at Man United, it's just, it's watching them against Liverpool, it was night and day. I think Liverpool are going to look good against this year. I wasn't sure if they were going to get top 4, but I think Liverpool look very good. Obviously, Arsenal City. Who else didn't finish nearby? Newcastle, maybe, but I don't think they improved the team well enough, and they've not started the season playing well. They've started points well. Who else? Brighton. Midfield is a big weakness in Brighton, I think, because Gilmore's gone, and they got Milner and Baleba, and Milner got injured last time out against Arsenal. Yeah, I still think we can get 4th. Yeah. Still wishing Kulu didn't touch the ball when Odegaard made that crazy first touch because woof. Story, Andy, and chat. Story. I hate international breaks. This Saturday night should be fun. Come on, you boys in green. Well, yeah. I guess that's a derby. That's a proper derby. Andy's facts. Yeah, you know me. Dropping my bomb, He did get called up. Oh, I didn't say he did. I thought he didn't. He did. On the UEFA website, it said he wasn't in the squad. Or maybe I'm wrong. But look, if he gets a few minutes here and there, maybe he couldn't do any harm. Bear in mind, last time we had 2 weeks off for an international Arsenal game, he actually got injured. The big quad surgery. Now, Draghi was good, but not knocking him, but someone a touch quicker. Draghi's quite quick. I won't lie. Draghi's quite quick. I think, do you know what it is? We look at Mickey Van der Ven's pace and go, that's quick. So anything that's not that, it's just not quick. Dragu's not bad. I mean, think of that last-ditch tackle on Isaac. A dog is in the squad. Okay, he is. There we go. 7th in Europa is progress. Do you mean 7th and winning Europa or 7th and being in Europa? Last season squad depth was better. I think Spencer's an upgrade on Emerson. Eric Dyer or Dragujin. Dragosian. Left back was still Davies. Keepers was still the same. Midfield was Højbjerg, Skip, and Lo Celso. It's now Kulu, Bergvall, and Gray. I think that's an upgrade. Odebear. Who's the Odebear replacement? Technically, is Odebear the Lo Celso replacement, but even though he plays on the wing. Sonny on the left upgrades the left position. Slanky upgrades the striker position. We've got Slanky, Richarlison, and Lancashire for striking. No, I think we've improved. I'd rather prioritise domestic cups in Europa this year, especially if we get injuries, like see us make a run in one of these. 6th to 10th and a deep cup run in Europa. If we finished 10th and went to the semi-final of the Europa League, that would be an awful, awful season. What are your thoughts about Spurs being one of 3 clubs against cheap Euro tickets? I talked about this, Dean, and I thought it was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Spurs are Man United, the two big boy Premier League sides that are in the Europa League, make so much bloody money per game day. They didn't need to do that, and I just think it's a quick PR win if it came out and Spurs were in favour of the cap. I think a lot of Spurs, even the big Daniel Levy haters, would have gone, he's done something right. I'll give him credit for that. I still don't like him for these things, but on this, I'll give him credit. I think he mucked up massively there, personally. We could beat Man United if we take our chances. Yeah, agreed. Wouldn't mind if we bought Perisic a backup for left back on low wages, currently a free agent. Where is he? No, he was linked to Italy, somewhere in Italy. Can't remember who, but I think it's back to Serie A. Birthday was yesterday. Simeon, if it was your birthday yesterday, happy birthday yesterday. Hey, Rob, how are you, mate? I've got to agree here with Andy. Mickey Speed has brainwashed me. I just think every defender we have now is 10 times slower. Everyone does, doesn't they? Everyone looks at Destiny Udogie and goes, oh, he's a bit slow, isn't he? We do. Everyone looks at like Brennan Johnson and goes, quite slow, isn't he? Oh, they're really not slow. They're much quicker than all of us. I'd rather we sign Perisic over Werner. Just saw Romero's the highest rated centre back this season at 7.37, Saliba at 7.3, Van Dijk at 7.26, Konate 7.22, all behind. When will opposition fans give Romero respect he deserves? Mate, when will Spurs fans give him respect he deserves? There's Spurs fans that don't rate Romero, which the guy's allowed to make a mistake or two. He's allowed to. He's a human. You're allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed to make mistakes. Hell, I made a mistake saying that Destiny Udogie wasn't in the Italian squad. Lo and behold, he is. I make mistakes. I'm human. Martin told me about Troy Parrott. I forgot the Troy Parrott cell. I make mistakes. It's allowed to happen. The important thing is you're here to correct me, by the way, because I'm an idiot. If I do it pre-recorded, I can't get corrected. But Romero is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I said he's a world-class centre-back. That, you know, people might say, well, I really like Rudiger at Real Madrid. Fair enough. Love Van Dijk. Fair enough. Quality centre-backs. But for what I need and for what Romero means to us, I'll have Romero, thanks. Not saying that I think he's better than those players. Not at all. There is another centre-back in the Premier League that people seem to really rate. I'll take Romero over him, though. NXL up and go. Chukwu. Hey, I'm going to get this one. And hello first before I say it. Chukwu Meka Igwe. What a name. Belter of a name. Great name. Romero's our best player. Van de Ven is most important to the system. I don't hate it. Matt. Yeah, I don't hate that. Actually, fair play. So anyway, let's round this up. Let's talk about the window as a whole. Outgoings-wise, get Reguilon gone as well. For me, I'd actually just give that a 10 out of 10. I think it's brilliant what they've done this summer. They had to do it at some point. They finally did it. They finally got rid of a lot of players that were never Ange-ball players. Not to say they're bad players, not to say they're world-class players, but they're just not Ange players. And that's what I care about, is having Ange players. Whether you like Ange or hate Ange, you give players that suit the manager's system. If it was Conte players, it's Conte players. Mourinho players, Nuno players, well, they're all the same anyway. You throw all into one. Poch players, AVB, whoever. All right? Give the manager who they want and who suits them. So with that, I'm pretty happy. For what I think on incoming on loans, yeah, I'm not so sure about Timo Werner myself. Not too keen on that. Permanent sales wise, loans going out of the youngsters. I'm really excited by some of those youngsters. I love doing the loan roundup on a Tuesday for that reason. I love checking in on how all those boys are doing out on loan, because there's so many good players out on loan that we've got. You know, I'm so excited by it. Saying this is why he gets hate, takes the senior sessions away, won't make something cheaper to improve engagement, but then won't ever spend top money on a player. Yeah, he just mucks up PR wise. Who's better, Romero Van der Ven, Romero? Morning from New York, or the Ravens will be starting their Super Bowl run state. Well, Swaggy Boost, mate, I was just telling Shroomsy, my guy Shroomsy, and I was saying I did the fantasy football NFL draft a couple of nights ago for a friend who had food poisoning, so he couldn't do it. So I did it for him, and he doesn't know anything about American football anyway. And I killed it. I was sixth in every round to pick. I was middle of the rounds. I cooked up a feast. AJ Brown, Brandon Ayuk, Kittle, Derrick Henry. That was my second round pick. Derrick Henry, Goff, Cousins is my backup quarterback. He's fancy in football. Kirk Cousins is perfect. Yeah, I've really gone for it. I think I've got my mate into a position where I think he might do really well this year. I think he's actually interviewing Gronk today. There you go. Gronk. The Pats fan watching my friend go interview Gronk. Fuming. Lol, just saw Perisic's link with Barca. Doesn't shock me. Remember when we linked with Bruno Fernandes and got Gedson Fernandes? Those are the days. Just saw Perisic's link with Barca after not getting Nico Williams. I don't know how they can afford it. if Andrew proves to be more flexible, otherwise we'll never have otherwise we'll never have some stability. Well, people just need to back the manager and realize that it's not. Who's the common denominator? Levy, Enick, all these different managers. If you give a manager time, like people gave Poch time, and it was not pretty at first with Poch, there was bumps in the road. Give the manager time. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to love him, but you can just get behind them and really respect the boys and go for it. That's all I will ever ask for. I'm not saying you have to love a player or, anything like that. Just get behind them. That's all I say about those things. The Ravens coming to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last year to play, and Harbour and Postecoglou meeting up solidified me as a Spurs fan. Mate, I've bloody missed on the Jaguars Patriots tickets. I bloody missed out on it. I forgot to do it, and I missed out on them. Fuming. I mean, we're not going to be any good, but it's just to see the Pats. That's all I care about, But we shall see. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. I really appreciate you jumping in, dropping me all your comments and things like that. Obviously, like, subscribe, all that jazz, as you normally all do, because you're bloody legends. I'll be back maybe a little bit later to talk more Spurs. I'll be recording stuff for the second channel, hopefully either today or tomorrow. So that'll be stuff coming out on the second channel. Give that a subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace out, everyone. Enjoy your afternoons. Shroomsy, Swaggy, enjoy your mornings, mate. I'll see you all later. Peace.